In the world of golf, getting a chance to play at LIV means you've made it big, but imagine making it there and falling just short of the mark. That's when you'll know how Cameron Smith feels right now. Stay tuned until the end of the video to find out all of this and more. First up, Cameron Smith's LIV debut. Known as Australia's world number 2, Cameron Smith made headlines this year when he joined the Saudi-funded LIV League. The news came after Smith's incredible performance at the British Open and Players Championship, which is essentially what helped him earn the number 2 title. However, in the middle of all of this, the player was also dealing with a legal battle with the PGA, despite being named one of 3 Players of the Year nominees for the coveted tour. As the PGA suspended Smith for becoming part of the controversial LIV League, the player decided to follow his heart and move ahead with his maiden LIV Golf tournament. The announcement was followed by an insane amount of anticipation, with avid fans waiting to see how the golfer fares in his debut. Smith's much-anticipated LIV debut then happened when the series came to Boston, as the 19-year-old tied for 6th position in the team's competition and finished the tournament tied for 4th. Moving on to Smith's eventful start. While Smith's LIV career was fueled by controversy, he quickly rose through the ranks and showed the world all that he had to offer to the sport. After leading the first round, Smith became the first ever player to score a hole-in-one as he made his way to shoot a 63. With such a good start, Smith talked about how laid back the LIV was and how much he enjoyed playing on his terms. However, the man did go on to speak about his tough schedule with the PGA that made it impossible for him to move back and forth between work and home. But with LIV, the golfer expects to be able to make more trips home to Australia, which will eventually prove to be a much healthier way for him to take his career forward. As far as his game goes, Smith believes in taking every shot he can, even if it doesn't work out as we want it to. So despite all the bogeys and all the close wins, Smith has his head in the game like no other, followed by an unexpected tie. After Smith was asked why he decided to join the Rebel Tour and risk his reputation over the PGA despite a pretty successful career run, the golfer said that he was excited to take a few risks in life. According to the athlete, who reportedly signed a $140 million deal to join the LIV, he is won over by the general vibe at these tournaments. The competition is fantastic, according to Smith, as he talked about how vibrant the entire scene really is. But let's just say that the Players' maiden tournament did not go as well as planned, since Smith ended up losing out after getting incredibly close to bagging it. After falling short, Cameron Smith tied for 4th place at the event in Boston. But don't worry, because the man was well compensated for his time and effort. Smith reportedly made over $1 million for his participation in the tournament. However, no money can make up for Smith's brutal loss, especially because the player came so close to winning that he could almost taste it. However, he ended up tying for the lead on the second last hole of the tournament before a bogey sadly ruled him out. The golfer was actually in the lead with 2 holes to play, but he ended up striking a bad tee shot that went way into the bushes, giving him his first bogey at a rather unfortunate time. With the shot, Smith had to be dropped out of contention for a 3-way sudden death round, where Dustin Johnson emerged as the victor. As far as Smith goes, his final round came with a tie against Lee Westwood, followed by starting with a bang, ending with a fizzle. Despite a disappointing end, Smith started the game in true Queenslander fashion with a perfect 45-degree putt. However, day 2 proved to be a little tough for the golfer, and he went down on the rankings after signing for an under 69, where he had to share the 8th place. The golfer himself claims that he was extremely upset after the second round and wasn't expecting to rank so badly, but it was just that one bogey on the penultimate hole that kept him from making it to the playoffs, despite an overall brilliant performance in the season. That's how Dustin Johnson ended up winning a sudden death playoff with his 35-foot eagle putt. Smith, who had to play the ball sideways, still expressed his gratitude to all of his fans in Boston, saying that seeing people root for him was all that he needed. The athlete claimed that when he was playing, it felt as if the course had a heartbeat simply because of the crowd that kept chanting his name non-stop. At the end of it all, Smith said that despite his loss, he still loved the process and wanted to keep going at it. Up next, Smith, still LIV's star player. Not only has Smith earned himself a hefty paycheck despite losing the match, but the golfer is also among one of LIV's star players. Now, along with LIV's other recruits including Joaquin Niemann and Harold Varner III, Smith has been facing major backlash from PGA players for accepting LIV's offer. However, Smith has gone on the record to say that he is just here to do his thing, while catering to zero expectations from other people. Smith's debut at LIV marked the 4th tournament of an 8-event series that is an effort for LIV to kick off its brand identity and a flagship event that is on par with the PGA. According to Smith, while the performance wasn't his best, it was still a pretty great way for him to start the tournament. And let's just say that we agree with him. Moving on to the PGA remains unforgiving. You can't talk about Cameron Smith being recruited into the LIV without talking about all of the repercussions of the deal. The truth is that the golfer made history when he won the PGA Players Championship and earned himself a $3.6 million prize. With this massive win, Smith became PGA's poster child and received all the benefits that the tournament provides to its all-stars. To celebrate his his win, the golfer was actually gifted a special reserved parking spot with his name on there. However, when the golfer announced that he will be parting ways with the PGA and heading over to their sworn enemy LIV, the tour decided to take away all his special privileges, including the coveted parking spot at TPC Sawgrass. Not only did TPC Sawgrass deny Smith permission to use his spot, but his name has also been taken off from there and replaced with a sign that says Tour Players Only. Now, we don't know about you, but that feels like a slap right in the face to us. Followed by PGA suspends over 17 players. Speaking of LIV and the PGA, the latter suspended about 17 golf players who agreed to play for the Saudi-backed league in their first event. The announcement came from PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan, who defended his decision and claimed that the players had to choose one or the other. Monahan went on to say that the golfers that made their way over to LIV made their choice, and that PGA was under no obligation to stay loyal to them. So, all the players who resigned from the PGA to join LIV not only had their privileges revoked, but their names were also removed from all tour standings, including the President's Cup, leaving no room for them to return. It's my job to protect, defend, and celebrate our loyal PGA Tour members, our partners, and our fans, and that's exactly what I did, claimed Monahan after the whole thing went down. Lastly, Smith and PGA a bitter end. It seems like Smith's decision to sign with LIV is now resulting in a bunch of pretty serious consequences. Not only has the golfer lost his parking spot, but rumor has it that a replica set of clubs from the Platers' iconic championship victory that has been on display at the TPC Sawgrass Pro Shop has also been taken down, along with all posters and photos that feature him, making all of this feel like one bad breakup. But you'll be surprised to know that even with all of this, Smith still has been named one of the 3 Player of the Year nominees for the PGA Tour. And, well, with the kind of performance that he gave, the nomination makes all the sense in the world. With the British Open and the Players' Championship under his belt, Smith has all the chances of winning the title. But the only problem here is that with the entire LIV situation and a counter lawsuit filed by the players against their unfair suspension, it might be a bit embarrassing if the PGA was to call Smith over to hand him an award. So something tells us that this option might be completely off the table. That's it for this video. Do you think Cameron Smith made the right call when he switched to LIV? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more. See you next time. Until then, bye-bye.